And let me present the slide. Right. Hey, welcome to class 3 and 4. If you are a new student, I will explain a little bit about how this functions. If you have any questions, please email me. Our first class is done on Zoom. As you can see here, we will begin with a quick, this I consider a warm-up so that you can become a little bit more interactive for this class. I do ask that you interact and you're focused so that we can use some English. Then we'll be working on developing arguments. So your job today will be to record an argument and agree or disagree with one of your classmates. This is for one of our class objectives that you can find. Well, it's fuzzy, but if you have a work plan, go to Educandus, download the work plan, develop a clear spoken argument about the importance of second language acquisition with relevant examples. And then we'll take all of those concepts, and for class 4, you will write an argument on Educandus. Let's clear all our drawings and move to our interactive part on speaking preferences. So, since this is a warm-up, I am going to go to another page. We're going to stop presenting. So, if you have a cell phone and you're not using your cell phone currently, please take out your cell phone. If you want, then you can do this at the same time on your computer or tablet. Okay, I need to stop presenting. And we're going to go into Mentimeter. All right. Please give me a thumbs up if you can see a page that says, let's get to know each other. Thank you, Jose. Oh, good. We got a couple likes. Excellent. All right. So your job is to go to menti.com. I am going to put this in the chat as well. Copy, copy, copy. Let's see if I can put it in the chat. And then enter the code 139122. We have 6 people in currently. And where's the chat? Here we go. All right, I will now put it into the chat. Nope, that didn't work. Okay, got it now. This is another way for you to click into it. 11, so we should be here. Almost. We have 16 people in chat. Please get on as soon as you can. Today, we're going to learn a little bit more about each other. I especially want to know, how do you like to experience English? And what do you prefer for speaking English in Zoom class? Right, we are up to 13 people. If you are not on, you're going to want to let your opinion know, and please connect. Okay. So here you can write up to 3 responses, how you like to experience English. This could be a movie. Do you like watching movies in English, not dubbed? Do you like to listen to? Thank you. Please try to use English. Do you like to listen to music? Do you, there we go, in English. Excellent. Love it. And it is okay if you see something on here that you like to do as well. You can say the same thing. Do you like to, I'm trying to think of other ways that you could do music. Oh, sports, excellent. I have met people who go online and meet other people to speak in English with. I have met people who take classes. Excellent. If you are just joining us, I'm going to drop a link in the box. You can see we are on menti.com, putting in our ways we like to experience English. And most of us at this point really like watching and listening to music. Ooh, English apps. Excellent. Some standouts for different alternatives are reading books, sports, and English apps. Right, let's go to the next slide. We're going to, so I am going to challenge you to speak in English, but I don't want you to be forced. So I'd like this to be from your preferences. You can select all of these options or only the ones you want. How do you prefer for speaking English during Zoom class? Do you actually like speaking during the class? Raising a hand, coming off mute and speaking in English? By recording an audio and uploading it? By speaking with a small group of 3 or 4 people? By recording a video and uploading it? And you can choose more than one answer here. By talking in English to one other person in a breakout room, or by reading and I put Excel, but I meant the PowerPoint presentations for my classmates. So that would be if I post a PowerPoint and ask if anyone would like to read it. Okay, recording an audio and uploading is clearly the most popular, which is good to know. I like that going into a small group of 3 or 4 people is also a positive. All right, we will do recording audios. And I will be asking for you to work in small groups. I will try to limit it. But before we continue, would anyone like to explain why they don't like to do something? Or why you do like to do something? Yes, thank you, Ignacia.
I think the reason that why I don't like talking English very much is because I feel insecure about it.
Yeah.
Like I feel that I will say something wrong and somebody is going to laugh at me.
Sure. Yeah, I think that's a very valid fear. Thank you for sharing. Would anyone else like to share why they do like to speak in English or do not like to in these different activities? All right. Well, thank you so much, Ignacia, for being brave and saying something. I really value whatever we say. I will not make my goal is never to make someone feel bad because it took me 2 years living in Chile to feel comfortable with the language, speaking Spanish. And I would hope that as a class, we can respect everyone's language levels. We are going to make mistakes. I also, in Spanish, I make mistakes in English, but I also make very big mistakes in Spanish, especially writing. So I would hope that you would extend to your classmates the same grace you extend to me, or other colleagues extend to me. All right, we're going to pause menti.com and come back to it. Let me close this down because I do need to get your attendance. Since we have a new, we have new classmates, I'm going to start again. Loretto. Is Loretto here? Do not see. What about, I apologize, please correct me if I say this wrong. Ailian. Ailian Antonia Castillo or Antonio Castillo. Would you come off mute and say here? Uh-huh. Okay. Is Nicole here? Nicole Castillo. And Jose? Oh, there is. Here. Thank you very much. And Melissa.
Present, Miss.
Thank you so much, Denise. Constanza.
Present, Miss.
Thank you so much. Antonia Gonzalez.
Present, Miss.
Thank you so much. And Antonia Harda.
Present, Miss.
Catherine Mesa.
Present, Miss.
Thanks. Claudio Munoz.
Here, Miss.
Daniela Navarro.
Present, Miss.
Amazing. Camilo Navarro.
Present, Miss.
Thanks. Well, Lautaro. Does that sound right?
Yes, here, Miss.
Thank you so much. Maria Para.
Present.
Amazing. Roberta Robles. Thank you. Natalia Roman.
Present, Miss.
Ajá. Miguel Sánchez. Isidora Silva. And Jocelyn Suthers.
Present, Miss.
Awesome. All right. So if you want to check this out, you can, I will be updating it, but you can go onto our page and you should find it here, the link for B21 attendance. I believe someone was trying to get back in. Let me get him back in and we'll go back to our presentation. Great. So I did want to let you know that we have a test next week. You will be matching headings. We're putting the subheadings on each paragraph, answering questions, responding with true, false, or not mentioned in the text. And you will write an essay using the structure we will talk about today. And this makes me want to show you on Educandus. You can scroll down and see more information about the quiz. And there is some study materials here and in our 2 class activities. To our presentation, and please note you should complete LAMS by the end of next week. So that is 3 areas. You do have extra time to complete it, but we are finishing Unit 1 next week. All right. Before we go into this, does anyone have a question about LAMS or about the test next week?
Miss,
Jocelyn?
the test is synchronic or asynchronic?
It is asynchronic, but I will be connected if you have any technical difficulties.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So we will meet and do some short activities while everyone logs in. We're going to do some activities next week with the vocabulary, grammar, and then you will have time to start your test. It will count as class 2. Any other questions about the test or about LAMS? Right. So I invite you to use the annotation functions on Zoom. You can use the text or drawing to write what makes a strong argument over on this side. What are some things that make a strong argument? What are some things that make a weak argument? This is a brainstorming session. So if you cannot write on the screen, please write in chat and I will add it to the screen. What makes a strong or weak argument? You should be able to go on to the functions and choose annotate so that you can write with the text. See, Jose found something. Ignacia found something. Excellent. Copy something from Paste or from the chat and put it up here. Excellent. I think this is all useful. I want to highlight some of these things that are really standing out here. Let me just draw a little bit. Oops, I wanted to do that in a different color. I think this is a great point. When someone says something without thinking, it can be great for a passion argument, but it will certainly not have, as we are saying here, source where we're getting information from. I also like that we're talking about formal language if we're going to be saying something about, if we want to make a case or a strong argument. And oftentimes, using disinformation or misinformation can make an argument very weak. Remember these words. I'll have some different points, but evidence, knowledge, statistics, strong arguments having logical support. Excellent. So we are going to look at a structure for making a strong argument. And this structure will be part of how we write our arguments today. So I'm going to clear these and move to the next page. We have someone here as an example saying, I should be the first author on the paper. Okay, I promise you will be the first paper author, it says. But then it is unclear. Do you mean the first author on the paper or first author on the first paper? Very unclear. So this joke is just to say it's important to make sure you have clear examples. We're going to talk about claims, reasons, and examples for your reasons. And for our writing, we're going to think about summarizing all of our points to state again. Whereas a weak argument, if we're talking with passion, maybe we don't have reasons. Most people were talking about poor evidence, or it is not organized. If an argument is not organized, it is difficult for the listener to hear or the reader to understand. So we're going to talk about claims. Here, this is just a very quick example of a claim. Right up here, and then premises. You might hear this used also as support or reasons. This is going to be how we state our argument. So, since our topic, our focus is thinking about the benefits of learning a language, and not just English, any second language, I have a claim with two premises. Would anyone like to read this thing that I wrote? Do I have any volunteers? Thank you, Jose.
You should learn a second language because it improves your vocabulary and your job opportunities.
Yay! Thank you. So here you can see our claim, and then we have two premises. Premises still need to have examples. They still need to have those statistics you were talking about. They still need to have evidence that this is what we are arguing. Oh, well, let me get rid of these. An argument has two parts, the what and the why. Does anyone else feel brave enough to read about the what? Put it up, sorry, so you can do it, see it. Sure, thank you, Jose.
What? Main idea or conclusion?
Yeah. This is what today we will refer to as the claim, or what you believe. And the why. This is the premise. They are the reason or reasons. It's important to understand arguments because they teach you new ways of thinking. I'm sure you are getting this in your other classes. They help you summarize information. It gives you the knowledge and power to decide if someone is telling the truth or not. It helps you organize your writing. And since we are learning a second language, that helps you sound like more knowledgeable and that you have more of a foundation for what you're saying. And it helps you communicate clearly, especially for business or in other realms that you might want to take language. So we're going to look at these key words of because and since, or so and therefore. You know, you might not want to learn a language. And there are cons to learning a language. You should not learn a second language because it is difficult and your schedule is already full. Why add more? Or we could change it around, flip it. Let's put those premises, these right here. Let's put those first. It's hard to live in another country and travel is expensive. So my claim, you should not learn a second language. It's impossible. Nobody can do it. Your challenge today is to use this basic sentence pattern to find arguments and write your own ideas. Maybe learning access or learning a second language is easy. You've talked about how you like to listen to music and watch movies in English. Does that make it easy? And you want to give examples for it. So in this case, I am taking the idea, easy access to music, and giving examples. I'm not using any statistics here. I'm just using my own examples to write about this. And today, for your writing, I want you just to use your ideas. I can learn a language by listening to music. You can download songs and find lyrics online. If you translate the lyrics, you can learn new phrases and understand the language better. Okay, before we end, I'm going to do a little check-in. Let me check our time. We got time? We're going to pause this. Back to Menti. Oops, I got to get back on here. Because I want you to do a little check-in. Let's take a break and see how things are going. That was kind of boring. Do you understand everything so far? Okay, let me copy this and put it in so you can join and give me your opinion. Do you understand everything so far? It's okay if you don't. Let's see where we are. We have 16 people who have been able to join. We have 8 responses so far. It's okay if you don't understand. That's why we do this check-in. What I am going to do good. I'm glad we're getting some kind of. We're getting some different responses here. 10, 11 of the 16 people in the room. Okay. So we are virtual, which means I am going to give you, so I'll give you 2 minutes. Well, let's do, yeah, we're going to close after 3 minutes, but you can talk with the person in your breakout room in Spanish or English, but try with English and use Spanish for what you need. Does that make sense? Try with English and respect your classmates' English, please. I'm going to put you in a breakout room with 2 or 1 other person. And I'd like you to talk about what you understand so far. I will copy this and put it in the chat. And breakout rooms start now. Right, Melissa and Roberta, do you have any problems joining the breakout room? Does not. Roberta, do you have? Excellent. Okay, I'm going to pause the recording while we are in our breakout rooms. Students will be back in 2 minutes. We'll start recording again. As you come back in, excellent. She is now up here with what is still unclear. So could you think about what is hard to understand, or what are your questions? You can write on Menti, what is still unclear? Right, welcome back. I am waiting for any responses to what is unclear, or where, what questions do you have? So take a minute to write any questions on Menti. Some people feeling very confident, and if you were in a group that people knew, I hope you were able to explain it to other people who had questions. But maybe it generated more questions. Vocabulary like claim. Got it. All right. We did get 4 responses, which is awesome. I love it. Thank you. And in terms of vocabulary, is it helpful that there are captions? Or do you mean how I speak? Yep. Speaking language in English, thank you. I did put a question in chat. If you want to respond directly to me, you can. Otherwise, we'll move on. Thank you for your input. It is now time for you to do a little project here on EduCondus. And also you can write in the chat on Zoom if you need something specifically from me. So our job, I am going to invite you here on to EduCondus to Unit 1, Class 3. Is learning a second language important? So I'm so sorry. This will take, well, grab a water. This is gonna take a minute. Okay. So I have the example here. Take 2 minutes to plan your argument. Give examples for each reason. So this might be the part that's getting a little confusing. So I'm going to annotate it right up here. We'll add some text. We want to give our claim. This is our claim right here. So I might say learning a second language is important because, or it is not important because, and then your reasons are right here. I am suggesting you think of 2 reasons. So grab a pen. We'll just take a couple of minutes. I am expecting everyone in class to be doing this now. Grab a pen, whatever you need. We're going to think of 1 claim, 2 reasons or premises, and some examples. And I wish I had a way to start a timer on here, but I'll just set my clock for 2 minutes. I'm going to do it with you. Timer starting now. 2 minutes, go. One more minute. 10 more seconds. All right. So your job is to record yourself and add it. Oops, I'm going to need to clear all my drawings here. Add a discussion topic here. I'm doing this at the same time as you. So I'm going to put myself on mute and make a little recording. I'm going to say, for me, learning a second language is important. That's going to be my subject. You don't need to write anything here, but I am going to open my recording tool. My computer, I do have a voice app recorder. So that is what I am going to use, and I'm going to make a short 1 minute, maybe 90-second recording. When I'm finished, well, might as well do it while you're all here as an example. So I'm just, well, no, you can listen to it. I'll put myself on mute and make my recording. While I'm recording this, you can look for your voice recorders. Right, I got 1 minute. I'm going to upload my recording to this forum. This is always the part that's so hard to find because I have a lot of files here. Oh, let's see, sound recordings. This is going to be, let me rename it to learning. All right. So I have one recording up here. Your job for the rest of the class is to record your argument and upload it. Listen to one classmate and then write a message back, agreeing, disagreeing, or asking them a question. As we are nearing class, the end of class, I do want to point out that in order to receive attendance for our second class, class 4, you need to complete class 4 before September 8th. I would suggest doing it now because I'm going to stay online for the next 30 minutes. And my job while I'm here is to answer any of your questions that you would have. I've given an example in this writing, and you can choose one of these claims and add 2 or 3 premises. I do have some useful connecting words and a essay graphic organizer attached here for you. We finished class. Does anyone have a question about expectations for attendance? Hey, I'm going to stop the recording now.